Ever since, I always just kind of loved to draw. When I was younger, I used to, it actually took my mom, like, a little while for me to get me to pick up a crayon, because I didn't want to, there was a certain toy that I carried around, and I didn't want to put it down, and I'm getting to the point where I love drawing. And finally, when I was about 4, she got me to, like, pick up a crayon, and for some reason, all I drew was cotton candy. I was like 3, and she's like, oh, it's that again. I would switch hands in order to draw. Like, I don't really have a dominant hand, so like I switch hands sometimes. I don't do it as much anymore, but I used to do it quite a bit. But that's kind of where my interest came from, and then I was kind of fascinated with it. And the thing that frustrated me about it was that when I was younger, my skills weren't developed enough to make what I wanted. I had an image in my head, and I couldn't get that image. And then I hit like maybe 8th grade or 9th grade, and after years upon years of practice, I feel like I could really just get what I wanted on the paper.
How do you come up with like your ideas for your illustrations?
Sometimes dreams, sometimes just things in my head. I combine things that I love and put them into one thing. I don't really know. I try to think of things that no one else has thought of, and usually it works, you know? It basically always works. Probably about 4 when I started. 4 or 5, yeah. My favorite thing. Well, I've really gotten into mermaids, but I also like to draw wildlife, and I love drawing cartoons, because, I don't know, I like drawing people as cartoons. I think that's fun. They're like characters as cartoons. Like, I at one point put like Family Guy, like certain Family Guy characters I made into like characters from the Powerpuff Girls. Like, I somehow made Stewie Griffin into like Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls, and it was a horrific image. Nothing in particular, as long as it's just something that like no one's really thought of, or just I really love to draw anything. I like to draw big scenes when I'm drawing, like a whole huge world behind it, and it would make you wish that you would want to be there.
What's your least favorite thing to draw?
For a while, it was noses on people.
Noses.
Yeah, usually people like. It's weird. Usually people hate noses, and ears are honestly worse for me. If I was really focusing on an ear, I probably wouldn't be able to draw it. But like human ears. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But yeah, noses. I figured out that noses are mostly shading, not outline. It's shading. It like basically all of it is shading. And I used to think, oh, it's lines. No, big mistake. It's shading. My least favorite thing to draw, I don't really have a least favorite, I guess, and I guess I don't really have like a most favorite thing to draw either, but as least favorite thing to draw would probably be something that doesn't come easy, you know? Eventually I get it, but at first I just hate my life, you know? Like I said, I like to draw in different styles. Like of cartoons and stuff, and I've recently came up with my own style. It's pretty odd. I'm not gonna give away too many details, but like it's realistic, but like I can somehow capture their expressions, but like it's not super detailed. And I figured out how, with these Copic markers I figured out how to draw hair like super duper well. Like, I have all these shades of gray and black. I put those all together, and I like put streaks in it, and like I start out with the hair shape, and then I add more streaks of different colors and shades, like different shades mostly. Like I drew a character with black hair, and it's odd because like it's probably harder to capture all the streaks in it, but somehow I did. She actually looks pretty good. Oh yeah, sure, you fill in a little bit of it at first, but then you really go to town.
Does does the idea that you have originally match the product that you have on the paper?
Yeah, usually nowadays it does. But then sometimes when it comes out on the paper, it's like, it's how I wanted it to be, but sometimes it doesn't look right. It looks better in my head. It's like when you say something weird and it sounds better in your head. Also, did you know George Bush is a very good painter? Look it up.